Yeah, sir.
So, how do you approach the game against Owen? Is a very new thing. They're new thing to analyze. So, how challenging is it for you to play against them because you don't have much data to play and you don't know much about it? You sit in your game.
Yeah, no.
How challenging is it for you to
Yeah, well, it's exciting because when you come up against new opponents, you want to know, you want to look at their strengths, is there weaknesses, you can exploit. What I have seen in 2 games is a team that's full of energy, full of passion, and you lead new to them, there's a newness about it, they're enjoying it, they can certainly pass and move the ball. The foreigners, I think, have done really well, with the young Indian players they have. So they certainly, and they're a positive team, which I love. So whether now coming away from home, whether they change because there's been 2 games at home. So whatever it is, then we have to be able to deal with that. If there's a team that's going to sit low against you, then we have to make sure we pick them off. If it's a team that's going to come stand toe to toe, then great, I hope they do. That's the games I like. Whatever it is, then we have to overcome. But what's good about us, I think, this season, is that I have different pieces now. I have different types. I mean, even when we look at the last game, obviously Kian been away with the national team and never get the minutes I hope they had. So now we try to build up the minutes for that. Lucas Brambilla had been ill for 2 or 3 weeks in pre-season, so I have somebody that can unlock defences when he comes in. Gurkarat as well had been injured the week prior, so we have good pieces and we need to change things, players ready, and those are all starters. Those are all waiting to try and push into that team. So it's a great problem to have, but what it does is, for me as a coach, if I need to change something, I have the personnel to be able to do that, depending how somebody plays against you. But for us, it's looking, as I say, to get to our best, be very respectful of the opposition. I think Mohammed will do very well. And certainly the other night, I mean, young Frank at the striker was outstanding. I think he had 9 attempts himself with 5 on target. So he's going to be a handful in the league for a lot of players. The little number 4 likes to get the ball off the back foot and dictate. 10 is a very good player. So, yeah, and obviously Choti and the wingers, Amarjeet, as I say, I know well. So, yeah, Mohammed will be a handful, but very respectful, but looking forward to the game. And knowing if we're at our best, then it's certainly a game that we can try and look to win those 3 points. Hi, sir.
Following up on the squad strength and the healthy competition within your team, I'd like to talk to you about the foreign strikers in your team. So obviously they are 2 who have already had ISL experience. Is that something you wanted specifically, and how do you see them gelling with the Indian option, everyone else?
Yeah, well, the answer to that is that the gelling together is no issue. These are 2 wonderful men, if I speak about them as people, out with the football ability. And that's important. 1, that you bring good footballers to your club, but 2, that you bring good people. Because our structure, and Namti will tell you, is very much based on a team spirit and a team togetherness. And we have individual flair within that, but it's very much a togetherness and a work ethos that everybody has a role to do. Jordan Gill, Daniel Shima, 2 wonderful strikers in the league. And again, everybody, as we do the nature of football, everybody looks, and everybody's an opinion, and they're entitled to that. Some are more informed than others, but everybody has their opinion. And they look and think, I want a top, somebody from a big league and this and that. Daniel Shima is a champion, not only in India, a champion in Norway, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Molde. Jordan Gill's been all over the world, had a distinguished career, came into the league, scored loads of goals at North East in a team fighting down at the bottom. Came in last year, a Punjab team, getting to know the league, and did very well in the second half of the season, and Jordan was a huge part of that. So these 2 players are proven in the ISL. These are top strikers in the ISL, and what they are the type of player that suits how I want to play in terms of getting into strikers' feet and building from there, and they can both score goals. But they're both team players, and that's really important. And the mix, I mean, they're wonderful example how hard they work every day, and that's why they play to the level they have, because every day they come in, they're giving their very best. So I'm happy with my squad. I'm delighted with my strikers. I know what they bring to the team. But of course, as a striker, and I was one myself, I was one that prided myself in working very hard for my team. And when I scored, then obviously, of course, that elevates you. And everybody wants to talk about goal scorers. But I have 2 strikers that can play, and even if they don't score, they still contribute to what we want to do as a team. And that's important. Because sometimes you have strikers that if they don't score, you look and you thought, what did they bring to the game? What did they bring to the team? My strikers aren't like that. My strikers, if they don't score, they've still contributed to the team because what they bring for the team.
Coach, do you think Northeast United's win in the Durand Cup has given hope to teams with lower budgets in the league?
Well, I think first and foremost, all credit to Northeast and a wonderful coach. Somebody's a really good friend of mine, and it's great to win the cup. And they won it. To be fair, you know, even if you just talk about the final, I think if you talk about the group stages, then not everybody was fully represented. So we have to give balance to that. That takes nothing away from to go to Moenbagen and put 2-0 down and come back and win a final. That's an outstanding performance in anybody. So I think that's gave North East a huge lift. In terms of other teams, I mean, it doesn't do anything with me whether North East win the Durand Cup or whether they don't. I know what I need to have here, as I did when I at CFC before, when I built a team at Jamshedpur. That's, if you want somebody to look and give you hope for a smaller club, just look at Jamshedpur winning the Shield, because that's a feat that's, not because I did it, we did it, but that's a feat that's truly remarkable given the spending compared to others. But that was based, again, on that team. We had very, very good individual players within it, but the desire and the work rate and the effort of that team was an unbelievable achievement. So that should give it, again, that's another example. You mentioned North East winning Durand Cup, but that's a cup competition, you know, to do well in the league and everything else. And all those clubs, North East, if you think from last year, they've signed good players, they've all invested well. And that's why I think this league is going to be really, really exciting. I mean, I think last year, in truth, in the first half of the season, there was probably 5 teams that got away, didn't they? They did a good start and they all got away with a gap, and the rest of us were all fighting for that playoff spot. And obviously we were the team that were able to do that with a strong finish, which we do. And now we look to now kick on again and be better this year again. So, yeah, wonderful for Juan Pedro Benali and North East. A great achievement. It's a good club with good people. And even behind the scenes, I like what North East are doing, because they're trying to build the academy. You can see they're going. I think they're even going to maybe play a couple of games at Shillong and different things. So I love that, because that's what we want to do. We want to grow. We want to grow the game, and I think North East are doing a wonderful job of doing that. But for us at Chennaiyin, we continue to grow, continue to develop, and look to be the best that we can be. So yeah, I think it's all to play for. It's such an exciting season, and that's the way we want it to be. We want to make sure that everybody feels that, you know, whatever game, oh yeah, I can win that game. And even last night, I felt North East were very, very harshly dealt with in respect of the result. They probably feel well. Mohammedan will feel well. They shouldn't have won against us, and then so listen. That's the nature of football. That's why, again, it goes back to my first point. Every action of the game, you need to be focused and concentrated on, because if you're not, you'll be punished in the ISL for sure.
Are there any injury concerns?
No, actually, we had a couple of injury concerns prior to the Odisha game, and now Jitwashaw's back and back in training. He trained flat out today, as did Bikash. Those were the two injury concerns there. So no, they've all trained today, which is great. God willing, we have a full squad training tomorrow, and then we'll pick a team that hopefully we feel can go and win a valuable 3 points against a very good Mohammedan side.